We've been doing the consumerism survey for 3 years now, and if I were to characterize the journey we've been on, I think at this point I'd call it the Great Awakening. 3 years ago, healthcare systems were aware of consumerism, they were talking about it, but it was a problem to be solved, one of those many issues that they kind of put on the shelf to get to over time. But today, it's front and center. There's a lot more activity. We've seen over the past 12 months probably a greater number of people coming from outside the industry to lead new departments or new focus areas around consumerism or the patient experience, often driven by board expectations, et cetera. So overall, a significant shift from one of many things on my radar screen to this is fundamental to our business going forward, and we need to really rethink our entire business model, which is often very daunting, but you have to sort of start at the C-suite and say this is a priority, and then put the planks in place to be able to move the business ahead. In terms of where the industry is focusing, there are really two main areas that really kind of popped in our survey this year. One was around experience, and then also about access, particularly as it relates to additional physical points, physical sites of care. And I think it's great, because certainly if you think about the two big drivers of what consumers are looking for, it's the ability to have access and of course having a good experience. The issue or the opportunity there, however, is I think there's a lot of activity, but you might want to characterize it sometimes as tactics in search of a strategy. So as you think about how hospitals have been traditionally organized as healthcare systems, we've operated in silos. So there's often a lot of initiatives coming forward in different individual places, but not necessarily an overarching connectivity to solve the fundamental problem. So one of the opportunities is, hey, experience and access are great, but let's take a step back and say, how do we map out that entire journey? Think about not a transaction, but an engagement with healthcare, and how do we better deliver on access and experience in that context? If you're going to be a consumer-driven enterprise, you have to be able to answer the question, which is really two parts. Why is a consumer going to choose you over someone else? And by the way, the answer can't be quality, because everyone says that, and so therefore it can't be true. Why will someone choose you, and then why will they stay with you? And that almost requires you taking a fundamental look at your overall portfolio and say, where can I really win? Where am I really differentiated? Where do I have a right to play? I should be getting my fair share of various services. And then in some cases, what business should I not be in? Because I can't do it better than somebody else. I'm not going to make coffee better than Starbucks, so I shouldn't compete there. So strategic level, why will the marketplace choose you and why will they stay with you?